Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today I am here to talk to you about 20 different books that are on my radar for fall. So this is kind of like my fall TBR, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all of them. I hope I am. Some of them are coming on holiday with me, so I am looking forward to reading some of those, mostly the ones that are on my Kindle. So I am looking forward to it. I have 3 on my Kindle that I am keen for, but the rest are all physical copies. So let's get into it because there are a lot here, and I am going to kind of see if I can go into detail about what the books are about. If I can't remember, I will just read the synopsis because most of these I actually can't remember. I'm just very excited to get to them. So first up, these are in no particular order either, but first up I do have Waking the Witch by Rachel Burge. This was pitched to me as witches and Arthurian legend. That's essentially how this was pitched to me, and I'm really excited about it. On the back it says, "I try to keep you safe, but I see now that I can't. They won't stop until they have you." When Ivy's search for her mother draws her to a remote Welsh isle, she uncovers a dark secret about her past. An ancient and corrupt power is stalking Ivy, and her only chance of survival is to look deep within herself. For not every story and legend is true, and some evils are not what they seem. A darkly spellbinding tale of female empowerment steeped in Welsh mythology and Arthurian legend. That's the pitch I got at the end. That was it. The rest of it was a surprise. And I'm so excited to pick this one up because it sounds fantastic. I haven't read from Rachel before, but she has done The Twisted Tree and Crooked Mask. So I'm intrigued to pick this one up. It's got witch in the title, which I am here for. So yeah, really excited, not too long, keen on this one. Let me know if you've read it. Let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts have been on them. Then I have Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey, which is more so like I think a horror. I think it is like a thriller as well, but I think it's like a horror too. Sarah's done The Echo Wife and Magic for Liars too, and I haven't read either of those. I haven't read anything from Sarah Gailey before. I do think I have one of hers upstairs though. When We Were Magic, I've got that upstairs. I am keen on Upright Women Wanted as well. That one sounds fantastic. So this says, Just Like Home is a darkly gothic thriller from nationally best-selling author Sarah Gailey. Perfect for fans of Netflix The Haunting of Hill House, as well as HBO's true crime masterpiece I'll Be Gone in the Dark. Now, I haven't watched The Haunting of Hill House. However, I have read I'll Be Gone in the Dark. I haven't watched HBO's show, which I would be keen on, but we don't get HBO in the UK. If anybody knows where I could watch that, let me know, because I would be keen on watching that. I loved the book. I thought it was fantastic. So this says, Come home. Vera's mother called and Vera obeyed. In spite of their long estrangement, in spite of the memories, she came back to the home of a serial killer, back to face the love she had for her father and the bodies he buried there. Coming home is hard enough for Vera, and to make things worse, she and her mother aren't alone. A parasitic artist has moved into the guest house out back and is slowly stripping Vera's childhood for spare parts. He insists that he isn't the one leaving notes around her house in her father's handwriting, but who else could it possibly be? There are secrets yet undiscovered in the foundations of the notorious Crowd House. Vera must face them and find out herself just how deep the rot goes. I did start this one actually a month or so ago, I think in August. I really wanted to pick it up for Riley Marie's Patreon buddy read, but I didn't get a chance to finish it off. I got to page 42, and honestly in those 42 pages I was thoroughly creeped out enough to put this book down during the night. So I am keen on picking this one up. It sounds fantastic. So I do apologize for the change in light constantly. We are in the living room and it's like mid-morning. I say mid-morning, it's 8:25, meaning that the kids are on their way to school. I'm just trying to get as many videos as I can filmed today. So I do apologise for that in advance. Then we have The Bewitching of Evelyn Jones by Phil Hicks. I loved the first one, which was The Haunting of Evelyn Jones. So I am keen on picking this one up. It is middle grade. Evelyn Jones is a young girl that goes to stay with her aunt or her grandma, I can't remember. And she ends up getting caught up in she's being haunted by a young girl, and she gets caught up in the story of this young girl. She wants to find out more. She finds like an ancient book in the local bookstore and stuff. She wants to find out more. So that was the first one. This one says, turn on your torches and join Evelyn Jones. Evelyn is thrilled when she discovers that the holiday cottage her mum has rented for the summer is beside a stone circle. Thousands of years old, the local villagers refer to the ancient structure as the Witch Stones, and Evelyn cannot wait to learn more about them. Then Evelyn meets Hazel. Impossibly cool, mysterious yet friendly. Evelyn soon falls under Hazel's spell. In fact, Hazel is quite unlike anyone Evelyn has met before, but she can't work out why. Will Evelyn discover the truth about Hazel before it's too late? It sounds really good, so I am keen on picking this one up, and it has like little illustrations throughout the book as well, because it's middle grade, and I just love reading middle grade, and the page is like dark and creepy. Excited to pick this one up because I really did enjoy The Haunting of Evelyn Jones. Then I have Paybacks of Witch by Lana Harper. I love these kind of books, you know, the like really cutesy romance, well not cutesy, but funny rom-com witchy romances. At the top it says a sexy, funny, charming romp that scratches the witchy autumnal itch just right from Emily Henry. Now, I love Emily Henry and that sounds perfect for me. So, this says two witches plot revenge but end up falling in love in this magical romantic comedy. It's queer, by the way, as well, and I'm very keen on that. Emily Harlow is a witch but not a very powerful one, in part because she hasn't been home to the magical town of Thistle Grove in years. Her self-imposed exile has a lot to do with a complicated family history and a desire to forge her own way in the world, and only the very tiniest bit to do with Gareth Blackmore, heir to the most powerful magical family in town, casual breaker of hearts and destroyer of dreams. But when a spellcasting tournament that her family serves as arbiters for approaches, the pull of tradition or the truly impressive parental guilt trip that comes with it is strong enough to bring Emmy back. She's determined to do her familial duties, spend some time with her best friend, Lyndon Thorn, and get back to her real life in Chicago. On her first night home, Emmy runs into Talia Avramov, an all-around badass adept in the darker magical arts who is fresh off a bad breakup with Gareth Blackmore. Talia has let herself be charmed only to discover that Gareth was also seeing Lyndon, and now she and Lyndon want revenge. Only one question remains, is Emmy in? But most concerning of all, why can't she stop thinking about the terrifyingly competent, devastatingly gorgeous, wickedly charming Talia? It sounds really good, so I am very excited about this one. Oh, the chapters have got like actual, well, first of all, the chapter pages are very cute, but they've also got like chapter headers as well. Now that's what you call an apple corpse. Excited for this one. Then we have Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shea Earnshaw. This is following the Pumpkin Queen, whose name I have forgotten, Sally Skellington. It's following her and Jack after The Nightmare Before Christmas, and whether or not their relationship is as perfect as it seems. At the top it says, Jack and Sally are truly meant to be, or are they? The nightmare doesn't end after Christmas. So I'm really excited about this one. It sounds very good. I am keen. I am hoping I enjoy the writing style as well, because I have read from Shea Earnshaw before. I think I gave it 3 stars. Which one was it that I read? Oh, it does not tell me in here what her previous books are, which is incredibly helpful. The Wicked Deep. So I am keen on this one. We will see what it's like. I do love The Nightmare Before Christmas, so that's why I got this book, but it sounds really good, so I am keen. Then we have Hex by Jenny Fagan, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. This is a novella, and it's following some witch trials, I believe. This was one of India's favourite books for Whateverthon, for Host Fave, and I didn't get a chance to get to it, so I really would like to try during spooky season. It's the 4th of December, which is my birthday, 1591, not that year though. On this, the last night of her life in a prison cell several floors before Edinburgh's High Street, convicted witch Gellis Duncan receives a mysterious visitor, Iris, who says she's come from a future where women are still prosecuted for who they are and what they believe. As the hours pass and dawn approaches, Gellis recounts the circumstances of her arrest, brutal torture, confession and trial, while Iris offers support, solace, and the tantalizing prospect of escape. Hex is a visceral depiction of what happens when a society is consumed by fear and superstition, exploring how the terrible force of a king's violent crusade against ordinary women can still be felt, right up to this present day. It sounds really, really good, very fantastic, so I am really looking forward to this one. It sounds like it could be still incredibly relevant to today, so I am intrigued by this one, and it is only small as well. Then I have In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I've heard nothing but incredible things about this one, so I am very, very excited about getting to it. On the back it says 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. 10 years after graduation, Jessica Miller has planned her triumphant return to Southern elite Duquesne University, down to the envious whispers that are sure to follow her wake. Everyone is going to see the girl she wants them to see, confident, beautiful, and different. Not the girl she was when she left campus, back when Heather Shelby's murder fractured everything, including the tight bond linking the 6 friends she's been close to since freshman year. But not everyone is ready to move on. Not everyone left Duquesne 10 years ago, and not everybody can let Heather's murder go unsolved. Someone is determined to track the real killer to make the guilty pay. When the 6 friends reunited, they will be forced to confront what happened that night, and the year's worth of secrets each of them would do anything to keep hidden. Told in racing dual timelines with a dark campus setting and darker look at friendship, love, obsession, and ambition, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife is an addictive, propulsive read you won't be able to put down. I am hoping that is the case. I am very excited about this one. I have thought about taking this one on holiday, but I already have, I think, 5 physical books packed as well as my Kindle. So I don't think I can fit this one in. Andy could potentially lose his shit if I pack another one. Then we have Mina and the Undead by Amy McCaw. I've heard nothing but good things about this one, and I know that Spoops adored this one. Fairly certain that India did as well. So I have heard great things, and I am keen. I know that I think the second one, maybe even the third one, has come out now as well. So on the back it says New Orleans Fang Fest 1995. Mina's having a summer to die for. Mina arrives in New Orleans to visit her estranged sister Libby. She loves nothing more than a creepy horror movie and can't wait to explore the city's darkest secrets, vampire tours, seedy bars, spooky cemeteries, and disturbing local myths. Mina lands a part-time job at a horror movie mansion and meets Jared, Libby's gorgeous housemate and fellow horror enthusiast. But the perfect summer bliss is broken when she stumbles upon the body of a girl with punch marks on her neck clutching a lock of hair that suspiciously resembles Libby's. Someone is replicating New Orleans' most brutal supernatural killings. Mina must discover the truth and prove her sister's innocence before she becomes the victim of another myth. And on the bottom it says, a fun romp through 90s pop culture, vampires, Buffy, The Crow, need I say more, from Dawn Kurtagich. I do love like 90s movies. I'm not a massive horror fan. I watch them because I don't have much choice because Andy friggin' loves horror, but I do love a good vampire movie. So I am excited about this one. It sounds really good. It's got the black sprayed edges as well, so on the pages they're like partially black. Enjoying that. Then I have Her Soul for Revenge by Hallie LaRue, which is the second in the Souls trilogy, and I'm really looking forward to picking this one up. The first one was really good and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. I was so excited by that book. I couldn't put it down once I started, so I am really excited about this one. And this one on the back says, Juniper, after a cult tried to sacrifice me to their wicked god, I went on the run doing whatever was necessary to survive until a demon offered me a deal. Give him my soul and he'll help me claim the revenge I seek. Blood will be spilled and the monsters I once ran from will soon be running from me, but damning my soul was just the beginning. It's my heart the demon wants next. Zane, I've been hunting souls for centuries, but she's the ultimate prize, vicious and feral, with a broken soul as dark as my own. I thought claiming her would be a simple game, but Juniper is far from simple. I chose to follow her on a path drenched with the blood of her enemies, but it's our blood that may be spilled next. As an ancient god wakes from its slumber, neither of us may survive. It sounds so good, and I really did love the first one, and I'm obsessed with the chapter pages in here. It's such a pretty book. I really, really love it. So there's like a massive content warning page as well. So I'm really excited about this one. It is basically a very, very dark, incredibly dark romance with demons and stuff. So excited for that one. Then I do have The Whisper Dark by Kelly Andrew. This is obviously an arc, and on the front it says she has always talked to the dark, but now the dark talks back. The Atlas 6 meets Ninth House in the haunting Dark Academia debut everyone is talking about. And this comes out in October. I am hoping to get to it before release day. We will see how that goes. But this comes out 20th of October. And it says, Delaney Myers Petrov is tired of being seen as fragile just because she's deaf. So when she's accepted into a prestigious program at Ball University that trains students to slip between parallel worlds, she's excited for the chance to prove herself. But her semester gets off to a rocky start as she faces professors who won't accommodate her disability and a pretentious upperclassman, Colton Price, who seems determined to despise her. Colton Price died when he was 9 years old. Quite impossibly, he woke up at the feet of a green-eyed little girl. When she told him to live, he obeyed. Now 12 years later, Delaney has stumbled back into his orbit, but Colton has been ordered to keep far away from the new girl and the voices she hears calling her to her from the shadows. Oh, what a twist. Delaney wants to keep her distance from Colton. She seems to be the only person on campus who finds him more arrogant than charming. Yet after a Godball student turns up dead, she and Colton are forced to form a tenacious alliance, plummeting down a rabbit hole of deeply buried university secrets. But Delaney and Colton discover the cost of opening the doors between worlds when they find themselves up against something old and nameless, an enemy they need to destroy before it tears them and their forbidden partnership apart. Interesting. I am excited about this one. I applied for it on a giveaway, and I don't know what of it I'd actually managed to read. Maybe it was the Atlas 6 meets Ninth House. I mean, I DNF'd the Atlas 6. The premise of the Atlas 6 excites me. It was the execution that I didn't like. So in general, the premise does still excite me, and I really did enjoy Ninth House. So I think that's what it was about this that got me excited, but I obviously didn't read the synopsis. Okay, next I have Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. This one I am very, very keen for. It sounds really good. I have never heard of this book before it came in the Feral Loot box, and I'm very excited for it. Cece has asked if I want to do a buddy read with her, and I'm thinking that we may do this in October, potentially, or November, I'm not sure. But this is the Feral Loot edition with the gorgeous ombre edges. So pretty. And this says, Violet is a prophet and a liar, influencing the royal court with her cleverly phrased and not always true divinations. Honesty is for suckers like the oh-so-not charming Prince Cyrus, who plans to strip Violet of her official role once he's crowned at the end of summer, unless Violet does something about it. But when the king asks her to falsely prophesy Cyrus's love story for an upcoming ball, Violet awakens a dreaded curse, one that will end in either damnation or salvation for the kingdom, all depending on the prince's choice of future bride. Violet faces her own choice, seize control of her destiny no matter the cost, or give in to the ill-fated attraction growing between her and Cyrus. Violet's wits may protect her in the cutthroat court, but they can't change her fate, and as the boundary between hatred and love grows even thinner with the prince, Violet must untangle a wicked web of deceit to save herself and the kingdom or doom them all. A darkly enchanting fantasy debut about a morally grey witch, a cursed prince, and a prophecy that ignites their fate-twisted destinies, perfect for fans of The Cruel Prince and Serpent and Dove. I really enjoyed The Cruel Prince and Serpent and Dove, so I'm very excited about this one. And it just, the way as well that it says, honesty is for suckers like the oh-so-not charming Prince Cyrus. I just like the honesty is for suckers, like that had me immediately. So I am very excited for this one. It sounds fantastic and I am looking forward to getting to it. Then we have the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which I'm so excited about. This sounds so good. Again, I was really hoping to take a copy of this on holiday with me, but I just don't think I'm going to get a chance to do so. This says, a warm and uplifting novel about an isolated witch whose opportunity to embrace a quirky new family and a new love changes the course of her life. As one of the few witches in Britain, Mika Moon knows she has to hide her magic, keep her head down and stay away from other witches so their powers don't mingle and draw attention. As an orphan who lost her parents at a young age, she was raised by strangers. She's used to being alone and she follows the rules with one exception, an online account where she posts videos pretending to be a witch. She thinks no one will take it seriously, but someone does. An unexpected message arrives begging her to travel to the remote and mysterious Nowhere House to teach 3 young witches how to control their magic. It breaks all of the rules, but Mika goes anyway and is immediately tangled up in the lives and secrets of not only her 3 charges, but also an absent archaeologist, a retired actor, 2 long-suffering caretakers, and Jamie. The handsome and prickly librarian of Nowhere House would do anything to protect the children, and as far as he's concerned, a stranger like Mika is a threat, an irritatingly appealing threat. As Mika begins to find her place at Nowhere House, the thought of belonging somewhere feels like a real possibility, but magic isn't the only danger in the world, and when peril comes knocking at their door, Mika will need to decide whether to risk everything to protect a found family she didn't know she was looking for. It sounds fantastic. I do feel like this is an unnecessarily long synopsis that doesn't tell you a great deal, but it sounds fantastic and I'm really looking forward to it. I did get the US edition because I feel like this cover is prettier than the UK one. Is that going to stop me from getting the UK Fairy Loot edition though? Absolutely not. No, it isn't. Then we have Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston, which is the second in the Amari and the Night Brothers series. Amari and the Night Brothers. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. On the back it says, if both of you demand the crown, then there's only one way to settle this, the Great Game. The winner of the contest shall wear the crown and determine the fate of magician kind. This book follows Amari Peters, who in the first book, I'm not going to read the synopsis of this because I don't want to spoil myself or you guys for the first book, but in the first book she is trying to find her brother who's gone missing. Now it turns out that her brother actually he works for this kind of like magical secret society, if you like. It's very much so Men in Black, if you like, where they, you know, they will fight or defend magical creatures and things like that, and she ends up being accepted into it to try and find out what happened to her brother. And this one just continues on from that, and I'm very excited to read it because it's going to be fantastic. I loved Amari and the Night Brothers and I thought it was so good, and the sprayed edges on this are gorgeous as well because I did get the Waterstones exclusive edition to match Amari and the Night Brothers Waterstones as well, so very excited for this one. Then I do have Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. I am really looking forward to this one. This is one government department you don't want to mess with. It sounds great, so I'm really here for this one. Hidden among us is a secret coven of witches known as Her Majesty's Royal Coven. They protect crown and country from magical forces and otherworldly evil, but their great enemy will come from within. There are whisperings of a prophecy that will bring the coven to its knees, and 4 best friends are about to be caught in the centre. Will Helena, Neve, Leonie and Elle be able to stop the prophecy before it's too late, or will the differences that have seen them grow apart since childhood be too great to overcome? Life as a modern witch is never simple, but now it's about to get apocalyptic. Prepare to be bewitched by Juno Dawson's first adult series, a story of ancient prophecies and modern dating, of sacred sisterhoods and demonic frenemies. It sounds fantastic. This is the Fairy Loot edition. I think it's the Fairy Loot edition anyway, because I have, oh yeah it is, because I have the Waterstones exclusive edition as well. So I'm very here for this one. As you can tell, lots of witchy books going on here. I've not finished yet either, because I also have Wild as the Witch by Rachel Griffin. I loved The Nature of Witches last year, so I have been highly anticipating this one since I read that one. I'll highly anticipate anything else she will do, to be honest. This one says, from the New York Times bestselling author of Nature of the Witches comes an immersive enemies to lovers contemporary fantasy standalone. After a night of magic turns deadly, Iris Grey vows to never let another person learn she's a witch. It doesn't matter that the witches' council found her innocent or that her magic was once viewed as a marvel. That night on the lake changed everything. Now settled in Washington, Iris hides who she really is and vents her frustrations by writing curses she never intends to cast. And while she loves working at the wildlife refugee, she runs with her mother, she loathes Pike Alder, the witch-hating, aspiring ornithologist who interns with them. When Pike makes a particularly hurtful comment, Iris concocts a cruel curse for him. But just as she's about to dispel it, an owl swoops down and steals the curse before flying far away from the refuge. The owl is a powerful amplifier, and if it dies, Iris's dark spell will be unleashed not only on Pike but on everyone in the region. Forced to work together, Iris and Pike trek through the wilderness in search of the bird that could cost Pike his life, but Pike doesn't know the truth and more dangers arise in the woods. Iris must decide how far she's willing to go to keep her secrets. It sounds so good, and I'm very, very excited to give this one a read. Then we have Babel by R.F. Kwong. Of course, this was going to be on here because I really want to read this book, and I'm going to be devastated if I don't like it, because I have the Fairloot exclusive edition as well as the Illumicrate one in a gorgeous, gorgeous slipcase. So I'm really, really excited for this one. This says, an act of translation is always an act of betrayal. Oxford, 1836, the city of dreaming spires. It is the centre of all knowledge and progress in the world, and at its heart is Babel, Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institution of Translation, the tower from which all the powers of the empire flows. Orphaned in Canton and brought to England by a mysterious guardian, Robin Swift thought Babel is a paradise, until it becomes a prison. But can a student stand against an empire? Sounds great. I don't know. Still don't know what it's about, but it sounds really good. I am thinking that I'm going to try and get my hands on a normal copy of this, because I would be devastated if I ruined the edges of this book, or just in general broke, you know, the spine on it or anything. So I'm going to try and get a normal copy, I think, to physically read of this, but I also have the audiobook from NetGalley, so I am very excited about that one. And then the last physical book that I have before we get on to the ebooks that I've got that I'm keen on is Slewfoot by Brom. This is a tale of bewitchery, and inside it does have like pictures and stuff, so I'm excited about this one. I'm a little bit nervous it might not be up my street, because I feel like the writing could be very lyrical and it might not be up my street, but I am intrigued to give it a try regardless, because it sounds fantastic. Connecticut, 1666. An ancient spirit awakes in a dark wood. The wild folk call him Father Slayer, Protector. The colonists call him Slewfoot, Demon, Devil. To Abatha, a recently widowed outcast, alone and vulnerable in her pious village, he is the only one she can turn to for help. Together they ignite a battle between pagan and Puritan, one that threatens to destroy the entire village, leaving nothing but ashes and bloodshed in its wake. If it's the devil you seek, then it's the devil you shall have. This terrifying tale of bewitchery features more than 24 of Brom's haunting paintings, fully immersing readers in this wild and unforgiving world. It sounds so good, so I'm very, very excited to give this one a read as well during the spooky season, hopefully. So, moving on from that, I do have 3 ebooks that I am keen on getting to as well. I've got a lot more than 3, but I wanted to keep this video is going to end up being a reasonable length anyway, unnecessarily. So the first one is Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. I've heard fantastic things about this book and I am looking forward to getting into it. So this does say, fans of Madeline Miller, who I haven't read from before, Lee Bardugo, who I have, and Alex E. Harrow, who I've DNF'd from before, will love this dark and compelling fantasy about sisterhood, impossible tasks and the price of power, from award-winning author T. Kingfisher. After years of seeing her sisters suffer at the hands of an abusive prince, Mara, the shy, convent-raised third-born daughter, has finally realised that no one is coming to their rescue. No one except for Mara herself. Seeking help from a powerful grave witch, Mara is offered the tools to kill the prince if she can complete 3 impossible tasks. But as the way in the tales of princes, witches and daughters, the impossible is only beginning. On her quest, Mara is joined by the grave witch, a reluctant fairy godmother, a strapping former knight, and a chicken possessed by a demon. Together, the 5 of them intend to be the hand that closes around the throat of the prince and frees Mara's family and their kingdom from its tyrannous ruler at last. Sounds very good. I love the whole sisterhood, you know, coming to save your sisters, etc. story. Sounds great. Then I have The Kiss Curse, which does not come out until 20th of September. This is one of the books I am hoping to get to while I'm on holiday, so that I can potentially give it a review while I am away. And this is the next spellbinding rom-com from the author of The Ex-Hex, which I really enjoyed last year. This one follows Gwyn, who was the main character's best friend in the first, I think best friend or cousin, both, in the first book. Magic doesn't always play by the rules. Gwyn Jones is perfectly happy with her life in Gravesglen. She's formed a powerful new coven with her family. She's running a successful witchcraft shop, Something Wicked, and she's mentoring some of the younger witches in town. As Halloween approaches, there's only one problem: Llewellyn Wells Penhallow. Wells has come to Gravesglen for two reasons: to re-establish his family's connection to the town and to make a new life for himself away from his father. But when he opens a magic shop of his own just across the street from Gwyn's, he quickly learns that going up against her won't be as easy as he thought, especially after an accidentally magic-inspired and very hot kiss. While Gwyn and Wells are fully committed to their witchery rivalry, they soon find themselves thrown together once again to deal with the sudden appearance of a mysterious new coven and Gwyn's growing concern that something or someone is messing with her magic. So I'm excited for that one. And then the other one that I do have an e-arc of is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. This will come out on the 6th of October. Again, hoping to get to this before it comes out. And I really loved The Year of the Witching, so I'm very excited to read this one. So it says, wanted, a blood maid of exceptional taste must have a keen proclivity for her life's finer pleasures. Girls of weak need not apply. A young woman is drawn into the upper echelons of a society where blood is power. In this dark and enthralling gothic novel from the author of Year of the Witching, Marion Shaw has been raised in the slums where want and deprivation are all she knows. Despite longing to leave the city and its miseries, she has no real hope of escape until the day she spots a strange advertisement in the newspaper seeking a blood maid. Though she knows little about the far north, where wealthy nobles live in luxury and drink the blood of those in service, Marion applies to the position. In a matter of days, she finds herself at the notorious House of Hunger. There, Marion is swept into a world of dark debauchery, and there, at the centre of it all, is her. Her name is Countess Lisavette. Loved and feared in equal measure, she presides over the hedonistic court, and she takes a special interest in Marion. Lisavette is magnetic, charismatic, seductive, and Marion is eager to please her new mistress. But when her fellow bloodmaids begin to go missing in the night, Marion is thrust into a vicious game of cat and mouse. She'll need to learn the rules of her new home and fast, or its halls will soon become her grave. It sounds fantastic, so I'm very excited about that one as well. So those are the 20 books that I am keen to get to over throughout fall. I don't know when I'm going to get to them because that's essentially an entire TBR for like several months, but I am really keen on them, so do keep your eyes open for my TBRs. Obviously these books will make appearances, but I've no doubt there will be more as well. This was really difficult to just pick the books. I was only going to pick 10, and then before I knew it I had 20 in my arms. So I always love spooky season, and the problem is I keep books for spooky season as well. There's no need, I can read these books anytime throughout the year. I just like to save spooky books for spooky season. So yeah, chat to me in the comments down below. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know which you think I will enjoy the most. Let me know if any of them are also on your fall TBR. And if you got to the end of this video and you want to let me know you were here but you don't want to chat to me specifically, leave a spooky emoji, so like a ghost or a pumpkin or a black heart or a skull, something like that. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.